It honestly feels like the Houston Rockets are playing the perfect basketball right now, executing at an extremely high level and just connecting on all cylinders. Right now, they are 15-2 in their last 17 games, which is unbelievable. And man, Alpi, Amen Thompson, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, all these guys are so good right now. And look at this high pick and roll. So whenever we get this high pick and roll, we like to use Alpi in this short roll system, okay? So basically what a short roll is in the NBA is when that big man rotates over, we fight over here. Now we want to hit Alpi immediately off this screen and usually gets him right here. So Alpi is one of the best big men in the NBA when it comes to playmaking off the short roll. So basically right here, this is the short roll, gets it right off the pick, and now initiates the offense. Right now we have 4-on-3 basketball, and he's so good at reading and reacting to what defenses do. He finds the open man, and we get a splatted three, right? Beautiful job. Right off that short roll, catch the ball, rotate from the top side, find the open man, and hit a three. This is how their offense is so efficient because Alpi is such a big-time playmaker within this offense. Tonight, 19 points, 14 rebounds, 7 of those came on the offensive glass, also had 4 dimes as well. Let's break down some of this film and show you how they just took down the Warriors and are one of the most unbeatable teams in the NBA right now, or at least it feels like it. Now, the best thing about this team is the way they get offensive rebounds. Tonight, they had 16 offensive rebounds, which is massive. Ball goes up. Look at Amen Thompson. Out rebound Draymond Green here. There's pure athleticism at its highest capability. Now, we got the rotation from the defense. We're going to drive and then spray, right? What's spraying? Whenever you get leverage into the lane, you're going to create some sort of rotation, whether it be from the strong side or the weak side corner. And as Tari Eason drives by his defender, he creates that strong side rotation. And look at Jabari Smith down here sitting in that dunker spot saying, hey, I could shoot a three here, but let me just get the easier bucket. Tari Eason does a good job reaching that point of attack, finding him early, and then getting the dunk. I absolutely love that play right there, and they had a bunch of plays just like it. Again, they had, 16 rebounds on the offensive glass? Unreal. All right, another big-time play. Jalen Green had a night. Tonight he had 21 points, 5 dimes, 2 steals, 1 block as well. As we get this isolation versus Buddy Hield, the one thing that we know about this Golden State Warriors team is they like to kind of trap the box, okay? Now, what does that mean? Is essentially, when we drive into the lane, you're going to see rotation from that low side block, and then you get that corner rotation there, and then you get Gary Payton rotating to the corner, right? Whenever you're able to initially draw that rotation from the defense, you put the defense in what we call a blender, okay? This means that they're stuck in rotation, and whenever a defense is stuck in rotation, like you're going to see right here, it's very hard to get out of it. So boom, we rotate him, and then we kick it to the top side. Now these guys are just in constant rotation, but Dylan Brooks ultimately hits a three. Now, if you want to be even more productive off this thing, what we need to do is have Amen Thompson scream out to the top, send Jalen Green to that corner, and continue just to move this ball, tire out the defense. But ultimately, they do it perfectly right here anyway, and still splat the three. Again, this offense works in a lot of different ways, and they're all productive. All right, look at this play by Alpi. Fred VanVleet's going to wall off Draymond. We get this isolation. Now, basically, whenever we get this mismatch, we're saying, hey, if you're not going to rotate this defense over, also, look at how smart they are. They send Draymond Green to the top of the key, and they say, all right, we need the littlest guy to that weak side post, right? So we send Amen Thompson. His man is Gary Payton. So that way, if we spin baseline, instead of having Draymond Green meet us at the basket, now we have Gary Payton. And hey, if you can see this advantage right here, Gary Payton's not much more of a difference. I mean, look at this height advantage. Look at this size advantage that they even send Jimmy Butler. They send Steph Curry as well, just to see if it helps out. But nope. I mean, Alpi is just too big and one. These are the things we love to see. And whenever you have an offense that can play 5 out, right, shooter or can shoot, shooter, right, shooter, all these guys can shoot the ball, they can't help out, because if you help out there, boom, you get an open three, or you put the defense into a blender again, and they don't like being in those blender situations. Great job here by Alpi, and one. Sound dumb. Let's go. All right, here we go. Another big time play. We come up, we set the screen. Great job by Alpi, getting his big to rotate over. Now we have leverage to the lane. Again, whenever we get leverage, we create rotation. Whenever we create rotation, we create that blender, right? That blender of the defense. I know I'm saying that a lot, but this is what they did all game long. I mean, look at this. They create that double team. We drive in, we kick. Now we're going to spray. We're going to drive into the lane, create some more rotation. Once again, to that baseline with Draymond Green. We're going to space out the floor. We're going to cut to the basket from the top. We're going to force a lot of pressure into the paint of this defense here. And look at the men, right? Pods has to now come down because we got that cut, that slot cut by Alpi. We got Dillon Brooks at the top. Now Steph Curry has to play both Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet in the corner. Amen Thompson drives, reads the defense, great pass out, and now late rotation, wide open three, bangs it home again. And even if you wanted to keep swinging it, look at, right, we have Jalen Green wide open. So when they watch this film, they're going to say, wow, we hit a lot of big-time shots, but we had even more open shots as well, which is, hey, when you're watching that film, you're like, okay, man, we can get even better, right? Even better looks if we were able to miss those ones, right? Before we get any further into the video, hit the like button if you want more Rockets breakdowns. If we get over, let's say 500 likes on this video, we will drop a part 2 tomorrow showing you even more film. So comment down below P2 if I see enough of these in the comments. We got you guys covered with another one. And lastly, make sure you guys subscribe. It is free. Doesn't cost anything. And with that being said, let's kind of dive back into some more film. All right, another big time play here. So in transition, never allow defenses to fully set up. And why? Because look at this. You see Draymond kind of already staggering over to Jalen Green, but we have a massive mismatch. Now Steph Curry wants to guard Dillon Brooks, who's not up the floor yet, but we allow him to get behind this defense because, again, they're not set up in their half-court set, and that's what you get when you get up in transition, right? Don't allow them to set up. Jalen Green drives baseline. We create rotation from the top side and the weak side corner. Now we have 3-on-1 basketball here, and then 4-on-2 everywhere else. As Jalen Green drives, we want someone to roll to the basket, and we find Alpi. That is the last guy the Warriors want driving in, and Draymond says, all right, we're just going to let him throw that one down because I don't want to get on a poster tonight, right? Great job, great off-ball movement by Alpi, Amen Thompson, and then you have the 3 or 2 open shooters in Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet. They facilitate this offense so well, man. All right, here we go. Last one. They're going to try to get into Alpi. We got a no-look pass over here by Dillon Brooks. Finds a man. He's going to up fake. Look at how many guys are what we call ball watching, right? Basically what that means is obviously looking at the ball, looking at the ball, looking at the ball, looking at everybody on this defense is looking at the ball. And now they start to fall asleep defensively. Amen Thompson gets a quick velocity pass out to the top, and Jalen Green bangs home another 3. This offense was absolutely on fire. Let's look at one more play here before we end it. And again, if you guys want that part 2, there's still a lot more to break down. Pull-up 3 by Steph. Great defense. No foul. Alpi tips this rebound to himself. Immediately looks up. Through a foul. Finds an open man down the floor for a... I thought he was going to throw a lob here, but, you know, a little bit selfish by Dillon Brooks. Takes it himself. But again, this Rockets team, man, 106-96, 1-10 at an incredible second half of this game. And if you guys want more film, let me know in the comments. Join the family, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.